Bienvenue pour le Photocall
to the Photocall for the film At War, a feature film directed by Stéphane Brizé.
Stéphane Brizé, accompagné de son acteur maintenant
And
fétiche.
the film stars Stéphane Brizé's favorite actor, Vincent Lindon. So Vincent and Stéphane worked together in the film The Measure of a Man in 2015, and Vincent Lindon got the Best Actor award for his role in that film. The two of them are back again in Cannes, and they've come along with some non-professional actors for this particular film, At War.
Ou en tout cas, comme souvent, Stéphane Brizé fait travailler
Stéphane
Vincent Lindon.
Brizé has opted to go for non-professional actors, as was the case in The Measure of a Man. So on the screen we have Mélanie, Rover, Olivier, Lemaire,
Jean Grosset,
and Jean Grosset, to the far right of your screen.
Incarne donc un représentant du
Jean
gouvernement.
Grosset plays the role of a government representative in charge of social affairs, because the action at the heart of the film is the dismantling of an industrial plant which belongs to a German company. It makes profits, but they're wanting to close down the factory. Sadly, in France and around the world, we have witnessed this kind of situation. Factories that are making a profit thanks to the employees who've accepted to receive a decrease in wage, to work more so that the company can survive, and then sometime later the management of the company betray the workers and decide to close the factory for financial reasons. So the decision is taken to close the company. So one man surrounded by many others, i.e. Vincent Lindon, and the other of the workers, Vincent Lindon, plays the role of a union leader. Together they get together to fight to keep their factory open. Vincent Lindon is supported by other union representatives with different points of view. Olivier Lemaire is one of them. Mélanie Rover shares Vincent's point of view. But the interesting thing is the point of view of this filmmaker. The film is called At War, but it could also be called At War and Angry. It's Stéphane Brizé's anger at the financial slant of the world today, which takes no account of individuals, families, regions, countries. Globalization is crushing the populations and is being very unfair. So it's a totally politically committed film. A film which denounces social violence. Social violence that is waged against the men and women who work in such factories. And Vincent Lindon is chosen by Stéphane Brizé to play the role of the man who leads the combat.
Vincent Lindon,
and Stéphane Brizé have worked together before, of course, in The Measure of a Man. That film was a very socially marked film too, and in The Measure of a Man, Vincent Lindon won the Best Actor prize here in Cannes. Stéphane Brizé came to Cannes in the director's fortnight. He has been in the official competition before with The Measure of a Man, and he's back in competition again this year. Vincent Lindon has been to Cannes many, many times. He was back in competition back in 1987 with a film called A Man in Love. He was in competition in 1998. He came in a Garcia film in 2006. That was called Charlie Says. Peter was another political film that he came to Cannes in. Claire Denis film in Un certain regard in 2013. That film was called Bastards. And then he came back in 2017 with Rodin by Jacques Doyen in competition. This time he's come to Cannes with Stéphane Brizé, a filmmaker who develops with each film he makes, and he has put into this film all of the anger he feels given the state of play in the world today. He is denouncing the unfairness and the catastrophic results on the lives of people who live on planet Earth.
Donc je vous avais cité Le Bleu des Villes.
So
C'était en 99.
I've already mentioned his other films. He came in 1999 for the first time with Hometown Blue. In 2005, he made a film with Patrick Chenet, a great French actor, and that was called Not Here to Be Loved. In 2007, he made a film called Among Adults. 2009, Mademoiselle Chambon with Sandrine Kiberlin in the starring role. A Few Hours of Spring was a film he made in 2012.
De printemps avec également Hélène Vincent.
That starred Hélène Vincent. Then in 2016, he made a film of the Maupassant story, and he called it A Woman's Life. It was a less realistic movie compared to his other films.
En costume.
It was a period drama.
Je vous le disais là.
And of course, we've already mentioned The Measure of a Man. And here he is back in Cannes with At War, a film that attacks society and which talks a lot about these constant news channels, magazines, all of these images, and he shows us behind the scenes of all of this media coverage. He goes deeper into detail than the journalists, because the journalists' work is difficult to carry out. They don't always have the time or the opportunities to go into depth, and so film is filling that gap. And that is more or less the stakes of this. It's not a documentary, it really is a fiction. It's a reconstitution, if you will.
Après de nombreuses enquêtes, de nombreuses rencontres.
He carried out many surveys, questioned a lot of people, Stéphane Brizé, to make sure it was a truthful kind of film. Vincent Lindon channels his rage and investment into each character he plays, and he's in perfect osmosis with Stéphane Brizé. He really is the voice of Stéphane Brizé in this film. Vincent Lindon has had a huge and long career in French cinema.
Une carrière d'un acteur qui s'est bonifié au fil du temps.
And he really has matured with age, like a good wine.
Réussi à créer des personnages d'une complexité.
He's created characters that are very, very complex, very subtle.
A porté aussi avec réalisme systématiquement des professions.
Portrays different professions with great realism.
C'est comme ça c'est un peu la magie du cinéma. Ça marche, et avec lui on le suit.
Of the movies,
il a ça.
We can follow him from film to film, and he's in different trades, different professions, and we believe him every time.
Il a commencé à tourner depuis 1983.
He started acting back in '83. He won. The pinnacle of his career was here in Cannes in 2015 when he won the Best Actor Award for The Measure of a Man. He's being applauded there by the journalists, by the photographers. Having a quick exchange with them. He likes chatting, he likes discussing, he likes to hear people, their points of view. He likes to hear their views on his work, on life in general, on how the world is turning. And he's really passionate about his trade as an actor. There we have Vincent Lindon in Cannes. He's very much at home here, particularly since the Best Actor award, which he won in 2015 for The Measure of a Man. It really was the recognition he'd been waiting for.
Et là, il revient encore plus fort.
And he's back again in an even stronger.